Alright. The RMZ250F. This is a 2013. And we're going to check clearance. I know there's a lot of videos online how to do this, but this is specific to this bike. I've never done this before on this bike, but it's all the same. There are 2 cams in this bike. One there, one there. I can tell because of this. So I'm going to have to time it top dead center. To do that, I'm going to take this off and I'm going to twist it until I can see the line here on the flywheel. It'll be telling me it's top dead center. And once on top dead center, I'll put my feeler gauges in here, and we'll show you that in the video anyway. In order to do this, I got to remove the gas tank, the seat, and I'm pretty much going to be there. So here goes. Okay, just want to take a quick second on this. You're going to have to remove this clip here, and for this bike I'm going to have to remove this bolt here. I leave the shroud on, also this bolt here. I'm going to leave these 2 on. Remove this gas tank. First I'm going to have to take the clip off. Okay, so I had to remove the clip that goes on this and this right here. There's a clip right here. So 2 clips. That one I just had to pull on. That one was easy. This one was not so easy. This one's got like these little tabs. Anyway, I'll show you what it looks like. It's this green piece here. I had to use pliers and pull on them. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. It looks pretty old and beat up, so some of it broke. Anyway, I may have to get a new part. Seems pretty stuck in there, but that was to remove the gas tank. I've never seen that before. It seems kind of like a waste, but let me just plug it in. Okay, so now I just remove this bolt, that bolt, take the spark plug cap off, and then remove this cap here. Alright, so that was the top. I just removed the top. It's right over there. And there's your spark plug in there. I'm going to remove the spark plug. And then I'm going to be able to put my feeler gauges. You see right here, there's like a, I don't know if you can get the camera to get that. Right there. I'm going to put that underneath and see if I can fit the feeler gauge in there. There's another one right there. It's kind of hard to see. I'm going to put the feeler gauge in there. You're going to notice in other videos, I'm sure you're not just going to watch this one, maybe to get better angles here, but there's another lob right there. You can put your feeler gauge in. I'll show what the feeler gauge looks like. There are these guys right here. They got numbers on them. See? And what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna look at your manual and see which number you need. So this over here is your exhaust, because your exhaust is right there. Alright, so your exhaust is right here. So there's your exhaust cam, right? That's how you know it's exhaust cam. Now, your intake cam is the one closest to your intake. This is what we're looking for when we're saying cam. That's a cam, that's a cam, that's your exhaust, that's your intake cam. Intake cam closest to your carburetor or fuel injection or whatever part of it. So, but before we can put the feeler gauges in, we got to make sure these are lined up. There's no point of doing that until these are lined up. There's usually marks on them, and see how there's a mark right there. There's a little dot. Well, sometimes in some manuals it's sometimes on the top or it's on the side, and you got to line it up with the line here, or there's one on top. I'm gonna have to check the manual before I keep going with this. So, alright, so I found the instructions on Google, and here's the manual. For some reason it was on Google. I was able to find this. So you rotate that till you find the little dot here on the flywheel. Once you do that, then you can check the clearance on the valves. And here they are. There's your exhaust, and there's your intake. So between these numbers and between those numbers, that's the measurement for the valve clearance. And if you have to do the shims, they give you this too, and it's probably hard to see. Anyway, so I want to continue with that. Okay, it looks like they marked it with like a paint, which I don't really care for. I prefer just the mark. Anyways, and see, if you look on top here, there's a dot right there. Let's get rid of this. There's a dot right there that's up. There's one right there that's up. And there's going to be a dot right there. Maybe I need the light back there for that. Yeah, see, there's a dot there that's lined up with this. And that's how you know that you are at the top dead center. And if you really you couldn't tell, you could always look right in the hole here, and if you could see the top of the piston, and you know that that's where you are. Okay, I'm not going to get too deep into this how to do these valves here, because there's so many videos on how to do them. But I'm just going to say that this one right here, these two right here, you can see that those two right there are way too tight. Now I'm going to show you. This is a 17 mils. I should be able to squeeze this in here and see how. I put that in between, and I can go in and out pretty easy in there, and in this one pretty, I mean, it's a bit tight, but it's going in. So that means the exhaust is good, but the intake, I have to use the smaller one, because as per here, it's a 4 to a 6 inch or a 0.9 to 16 mils, and I'm using, let's see here, I probably can't see that, that's 4. Yeah, see, I'm using something even smaller. I'm using a 0.003, and it takes at 0.004. So I should be able to get this in really easy. But I can't. It's too tight. And it's too tight for this one too. I can squeeze in a 0.2 a little bit, but even a 3 won't even fit. So that means I'm going to have to take my shims and redo those. So in order to do that, again, I don't know if I'm gonna make a video on this, but I gotta loosen this right here. In order to do that, I gotta loosen the cam chain tensioner. This will loosen this. Take the chain off, make sure it doesn't fall down. Take these bolts off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be 4 there, 4 here. And then take both cams out and then reshim them. Like I said, there's a million videos out there on how to do the reshimming. Alright, I took one of the cams out, took the intake one out. See, this is where it hits. I took this out with a magnet. This is what I got left. Right there. This is what it looks like. So there's the cam. This is what I talked about. See in there? That's the valve. That comes right out. This is what you got to change. This little guy. This is what that top looks like. This bike specifically comes in one piece. Normally they're divided in two, but that's okay. Make sure you crisscross these, because this is really important that gets put in the exact same weight. So make sure you know your torque specs for that. And here is the shims. I'm not really sure which ones they are. See, this pack or this set. I got a few bikes here, so I just want to shim that, and that'll be it. I don't. Alright, so basically I didn't talk much about the shims. There's a lot of videos on how to shim your bike, so basically that's all there's left. Shim it, put it back together. This bike hasn't started in 4 or 5 months, so I'm just going to put it back together, give her a couple kicks, and then stir her up for just a little bit, and then change the oil, and that's it. And that's it for the 2013 RMZ250. Alright, thanks.